Welcome back to the Rising of the Shield Hero anime review episode number 10. 10. And you're thinking, why are you doing this for? Well, it's our anime review series hit 10. I'm like, wow, this is something. And you might be asking, what was the last anime series before this one to reach 10? I think it was Kaguya-sama Love is War. I think that was the last one. Let me just take a look at that. I think that was the most recent one I did where it was the most recent one I did where it reached 10 episodes. I think it was. Was this one? No. Well, actually, wait. Yes, this was the most recent one. Though it reached that, like, about a little week ago. So, yes. Second anime review series I've done where I reached episode 10 just in the same year. Now, a few of them have done this. I think the only one I can think of did this was probably a Freya. Yeah, that's probably the only one. That's probably like, this is the third or fourth anime series I've done where I reached episode 10. Yep. Now, what episode is that from? I would probably say that's from book 7. Mostly, I just stopped reading it because I just really wanted to make sure this anime review didn't come out late. That was the reason for it. But from what I can tell, it looks like that's from book 7. Obviously. Yeah, I think they're done with book 6. Yeah, they finished that up like a couple episodes back. They're now officially in book 7. Now, what do I think they adapted book 7, you might ask? Well, that's a really good question. Oh, by the way, the name of this episode is Otissa Houri. Yeah. Yeah, this is the most recent episode of the series. This episode did have the anime debut of one new character, which I'll get to that. So, it seems as though for the past few episodes they're adapting, I would say since the start of the season, they're adapting stuff from both book 6 and book 7. Not the case of the first episode per se, but I'd say starting with the second episode, mostly adapting a lot from book 7, definitely. I would probably say that it probably went through chapter 9 last episode. This episode probably finished chapter 10. Actually, no, it probably went to 12 and 13 this episode. Yes, 12 and 13 of chapter 2. Yeah, that's just my personal guess anyways. Yes. So, with this episode, they kind of pick up left of last time, where they discover that Lark, Teresa, and Glass, who Nafumi does note that she's wearing different attire, which I'm glad they note that because it's kind of weird not to note the fact she's wearing completely different attire. And she was last seen because last time Glass was seen, she wore a kimono. Here, she's wearing like adventurous attire, which seems kind of odd for her. So, Lark is basically, of course, they think, oh, they explain the reason why they're here because someone from their world is using guardian beams to trample over other worlds. Yes, and he's doing it for personal gain, not to save their world, but for personal gain. Who is this person, I ask? Well, they reveal him at the end of the episode. The book hero. Yes. He's pretty much in a way the main villain of the story arc. Yeah. His name is Kaio Initia. Yes, he is the book hero and he's evil. Yeah, despite the fact he is the book hero, you don't actually see the book in this episode. Clearly it's in its pouch. We don't see the book itself. And apparently he's from the same world as Glass. He's from Glass's world. So, of course, Lark offers an alliance with Nafumi. He says no because why would he trust somebody who's out to kill him? Good question. And then they move on to where the heart is. Takes a little bit of time, and then they stop at an hourglass. Yes, an hourglass. This is, I believe, the second or third one this is probably the first one I've seen since season 1 for the show, which is great to see this thing. And then pretty much like okay, like I see anything, but this is technically not a regular hourglass that basically monitors the waves. No, this one basically keeps a record how many souls it took. So the only thing is saying just move on to the very next thing here, which is pretty much in the way like they're up to go to the heart and it takes a little bit of time. We see Lark and we see Glass, Lark, and Trees, and they have a heart, but not the heart. This actually is a little bit when Houri sees another Fui's group sees a heart. Turns out the one they're at is actually the actual heart, and the one where Glass's group is at, those are fake hearts. Yep. And they slice the damn thing and think, oh yeah, are they done? Nope, not done yet. So, we also see that OC is who got restore her memory. Of course, she's got the mark of the Spiritor's on her chest. And she opens a hole in the floor, and then they drop in. Then they also open up a wall, which the first was the wall. She opened up with the heart, and then after they slice the heart, apparently the heart's got a self-defense mechanism, which that's interesting. And the heart itself looks like a regular heart you would see in a human. I've seen pictures of what human hearts look like, and you would think, oh, is the heart basically like a little heart you can draw? No, human hearts basically are this clump, like organic thing that's got tubes on top of it. That's what a human heart looks like. And from what I can tell, well, in the case of who has bigger heart per se, the biggest size of a heart, it's a cow. I have seen cow hearts. They are humongous. They are size of basketballs. This thing is a size, based on the size of it, it looks like it's the size of, like, I would say, same size as I'd say a motorcycle. It's that big. They try to destroy it, but it regrows. We have to go a little bit further. We go down. And first, oh yeah, this book here with the Mirror of the Heart? No, this actually is a hologram. Yeah, and then they go to the actual one, and then they're going to fight with him. Like, this is basically the source of all of it, and this is where they're going to finally beat the Spirit Tortoise. Finally. And, yeah, and they're going to basically, they presume they're going to wrap this up with the next episode. Possibly, yes. I could definitely see that. Mm-hmm. It's called Racing to Catch Up. Yes, I'd probably say that the whole Spiritor's thing is probably, and this is my opinion, they're probably going through this thing probably in the first half of the second season, and they're probably going to go through the stuff they skipped over from the first part of the season for the second half. It's possible going to do that, but who knows? But it seems like, though, they're going to the Spiritor stuff pretty quickly. Yes, I mean, they're already, by this episode, based on the chapter titles I saw for Chapter 7, yeah, definitely. I'd probably say that definitely we're going to wrap this up, presumably by the very next episode. Mm-hmm. Or it could be like the following one. Now, the Spiritor's arc itself is only like 2 books. Yeah, it covers roughly books 6 and 7. So, yeah. So, it's presumed that the very next episode is going to wrap this up because they went this arc pretty quickly. Yes. Like, it seems as though that they probably did it at first. Like you watch the season and basically for the first episode, it's like bits and pieces of the first 13 chapters of the 6th book of the series. And it slowly starts basically. The one thing from what I can tell was not adapted was the extra chapter for book 6. Book 7, I'd say by this episode, they have pretty much in a way just almost finished adapting book 7 already. So it looks like though, like they just so far he went through like 14, 15, 16, the epilogue, and that's just in the first few episodes. And then with these episodes here, they basically just plow their way through a whole bunch of book 7 in just 2 episodes. My gosh. Yes. Though They kind of, in a way, rearranged some stuff out of order. But it's kind of weird that a series like this is doing this. I mean, I love the first season of the show, but it just seems so weird. They're just plowing this book so quickly, and they're already, like I said, they're already almost done with book 7. So this is presumed that the very next episode is going to almost finish up book 7. I'd say next episode is probably going to be chapters 14, 15, because this one was basically 12 and 13. That's my personal guess, anyways. Yeah, a few of the chapters, but they're probably going to speed through the rest of this probably by next week. It's possible, to say the least. Yes. But yeah, that's going to be pretty much it for this particular review. And that's going to be videos like this. I don't have any other videos planned for tonight. I was thinking our comic corner, but I don't have it ready yet. So, expect to see you all possibly tomorrow for a comic corner. As for Skeleton of the World, which is normally supposed to be scheduled for tomorrow because that comes out tomorrow, that will probably not come out tomorrow. I probably have to postpone that to Friday like usual because I have a stream due that night and I probably will not get time to actually get a chance to watch and review it. At least that one I'm able to understand how far that one went. This one just pure guessing. This one a lot of the time because they're basically speeding through this one like a freaking like a freight train. Yep, the episode itself was good. It just the adaptation process feels a bit rushed. But yeah, they're basically it's always like okay, we're already go through the spiritual stuff really quickly. So here's my personal theory: is that they're gonna wrap up book 7 within the next couple episodes and spend the rest of the season going through the training stuff they skipped over. That's my presumption, anyways. In order to basically have a full thing of like, oh, let's just basically send Raftalia on a training exercise. They could say, oh yeah, like we beat the Spirit Tortoise, let's do a flashback and we basically did 5 chapters of training. That's my personal guess. And I know that the series has been confirmed for season 3. As for what's going down for season 3, it could be the New World arc, which is simply put books 9 and 8 and 9. It's possible to say at least, but who knows? We'll find out when that season comes out. Okay, so that's it, particular review. Stay tuned. Well, like I said, so stay tuned for tomorrow for possibly a comic corner. Okay, next video. Bye.